Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Let's just dive right in, shall we? Have you ever felt like your body is actively fighting against your weight loss goals? Like no matter what you do, the scale just won't budge? Well, today we are going to step directly into your body's biological control room. We're breaking down the 9 proven ways to fix the actual hormones that dictate your weight so we can finally solve the real reason so many diets fail.
Look, we need to start by validating a massive frustration I know so many of us have experienced. You put in the work, right? You read the books from cover to cover, even the ones promising celebrity weight loss secrets. You put in the hours doing endless workouts. You try those completely exhausting crash diets. And after all of that, you see absolutely no results. It's incredibly frustrating, but there is a specific biological reason for this.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the hidden weight culprits, move on to the storage and stress hormones, look at the hunger drivers, examine the fullness flags, and then we'll wrap it all up with a solid hormonal action plan. All right, section 1, the hidden weight culprits. We really need a mindset shift here. Because honestly, if you aren't losing weight, it's usually not a lack of willpower. It's actually a chemical miscommunication happening right inside your body. We have got to stop exhausting ourselves with the old method of fighting our bodies through crash diets and endless exercise. The real missing link? Controlling your hormones. They are entirely responsible for your hunger pangs, your overall appetite, and exactly how much fat your body decides to hold on to. Moving on to section 2, the storage and stress hormones, the fat storers. Think of this group as team 1 in your biological control room, the hormones that actively pack on the pounds. First up on this team is insulin. Now, produced by your pancreatic glands, insulin is a bit of a double-edged sword. Its main gig is to help your cells process sugar to convert it into energy, which is great, but unfortunately, it's also directly responsible for storing fat in your body. So the direct fix here? Cut down your sugar intake. That's what helps you maintain an optimal insulin level, so your body finally stops hoarding that fat. Next up is cortisol. You probably know this one, the classic stress hormone. Ever wonder why you instantly crave fatty comfort foods after a chaotic day at work? Well, that's cortisol, secreted right from your adrenal glands, literally driving you to seek comfort in excess food whenever you're stressed out. To keep your weight in check, you have to prevent that excess cortisol production. The fix? You need to prioritize rest, get plenty of sleep, and this is absolutely crucial, eat enough daily calories so your body doesn't panic and go into physiological stress. The final member of our storage team is estrogen. Produced by the ovaries, estrogen is super tricky because if your levels are way higher than normal or even way lower than normal, you're going to put on extra pounds. It's all about balance here. To naturally normalize your estrogen secretion, the fix is to up your fiber intake and load your plate with cruciferous vegetables. Think cauliflower, cabbage, and broccoli.
All right, section 3, the hunger drivers, revving up the appetite.
Say hello to team 2. These are the tricky hormones that aggressively ramp up your appetite. But to understand how these hunger drivers work, we first need to quickly talk about the hypothalamus. Think of this brain region like a receiver. It takes in signals from various hormones to control your appetite and tell you exactly when you should eat. Keep the hypothalamus in the back of your mind as we go through these next few. So the first hormone sending signals up to the brain is leptin, which comes from your fatty cells. Its whole job is to tell your hypothalamus to chill out and control your appetite. But here's where things go off the rails. If you have an inflamed hypothalamus or high insulin levels, you can become resistant to leptin. The signal gets entirely blocked. Your body just doesn't get the memo, which dials up your appetite and your weight. To fix this mechanical failure of leptin resistance, you have to curb fatty and sugary foods, and you've got to commit to exercising every single day. Then there's ghrelin, the infamous hunger hormone. When ghrelin levels drop improperly, your body completely loses its sense of when it should eat and when it shouldn't. Our source text uses such a great metaphor for this. It says it's almost like driving without traffic lights. It's just total chaos. Now, the best way to get your ghrelin levels back to normal might actually surprise you. You need to limit your protein intake to stabilize this specific hormone. The last of the hunger drivers is Neuropeptide Y, or NPY for short. This one's a brain hormone, and it spikes whenever you fast or go through a phase of deprivation, like when you skip meals because your schedule is just absolutely hectic. That spike makes your appetite completely surge. To bring NPY back down, you have to do the exact opposite of fasting. Eat at regular intervals, and in this case, actually increase the amount of protein you're eating. Moving right along to section 4, the fullness flags, knowing when to stop. Meet team 3. Let's look at how these gut hormones build a compounding effect to literally wave a red flag, telling your body you're finally full. First, your stomach produces GLP-1, which keeps your blood sugar in check and tells your brain you are full to the neck with food. Next, CCK works right alongside it, waving that red flag so you know it's time to put the fork down. And finally, Peptide YY or PY is produced by your gut to control how hungry you feel on an ongoing basis after a meal. Let me tell you, low levels of PY will wreak absolute havoc on your weight. So how do we keep these fullness flags flying high? Well, you have to fuel them correctly. For GLP-1, you want to eat plenty of protein-rich foods, specifically whey protein, fish, and yogurt. To boost CCK, you need protein-rich portions in your meals mixed with healthy fats. And to keep those PYY levels going strong, you need a lot of fiber and protein while strictly sticking to a low-carb diet. And finally, section 5, your hormonal action plan. Let's fix that control room. Let's brilliantly synthesize all of these dietary and lifestyle tweaks into clear, actionable steps. For the fat store, insulin, the fix is simple: cut down the sugar. For the stress hormone, cortisol, it's lifestyle-driven. Get your rest, prioritize sleep, and eat adequate daily calories. To balance out estrogen, load up on fiber and cruciferous veggies like broccoli. And to stop neuropeptide Y from spiking your appetite, stop skipping meals, eat regularly, and increase your protein. Now for our hunger and fullness hormones. To fix leptin resistance, curb the fatty and sugary foods, and commit to that daily exercise. For the traffic lights of ghrelin, remember that specific rule: limit your protein intake. And lastly, to empower your fullness flags, GLP-1, CCK, and PYY, focus your diet heavily on whey protein, fish, healthy fats, high fiber, and of course, keep it low carb. I want to leave you with this sobering but honestly pretty empowering quote directly from our source material. As bitter a truth as it may be, there's no magic pill that can miraculously help you lose all that baby fat. It's true. There are no shortcuts. But with a combination of the right diet, the right exercises, and directly addressing these hormonal miscommunications, you truly can be your fittest best.
So, my final question for you today is this. Are you ready to stop fighting your body and start fixing your hormones? Take this action plan, apply this new understanding of your biological control room today, and take back control of your health. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.